Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome to my yoga time. Today's class we're going to focus on the very important psoas muscle. So the psoas muscle is a very deep core muscle attaching the legs to the spine, and this muscle sits behind the bow. For many people, this muscle becomes shortened or weakened. This could be due to sitting for long periods of time, but it can also be due to toxicity from sitting behind the bow. When this muscle does become shortened or weakened, it can cause many problems. One of the most common problems is, of course, back pain. So today's class, we're going to focus on both lengthening and strengthening that muscle. And it's also worth noting as well that the psoas muscle is the first muscular responder to the sympathetic nervous system. So that's the state that we move into in our fight or flight mode. And when we move into that state, it instantly contracts the psoas muscle. And as such, this muscle can also lock in emotions associated with fear and with trauma as well. So for this practice, I do have 2 blocks close by. If you don't have blocks, you could improvise with a rolled up towel or a thick book. And we're going to start on our back. So when you come down, I'll ask that you take a hold of your left knee. So left hand onto the left knee, right hand can rest on the thigh or on the mat. So we're not just laying here, we're going to have a little activation. I want you to press your right heel down and draw the toes back towards the face. Engage the right buttock. From here, create resistance between the left hand and knee. Try and lift the knee up into the hand and push the hand down into the knee. And then you want to almost feel like you're squeezing your legs in towards the center line of the body. And do try to press the middle part of your back down into the mat. So those cues again, right heel down, toes pulling back, engage the right buttock, press the back down, and very important, resistance between left hand and knee. So it's the psoas muscle that is responsible for flexing. So here we're flexing that left leg, we're bringing it closer to the face. Let's keep the jaw relaxed. And begin your deep yogic breath. Take one more breath with everything switched on. And soften as you exhale. So from here, we'll come into reclined tree pose. Let the left knee fall out to the side, sole of the left foot to meet the right thigh. If that hip, of course, needs support, or that knee, just place your block or your towel underneath for support. If the shoulders are happy to go overhead, you can take the arms overhead. And you have the option to stay central or take a little side bend and try and move the upper body over towards that bent left knee. So just relaxing here, letting everything be soft. And if you haven't done so already, do place the tip of your tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. Feel a gentle tone in the back of your throat. Ujjayi breath. And let's return to the center. Raise that left leg and change sides. So right hand to the right knee. Left heel is pressing down, toes drawing back. Engage the left buttock. Press the right knee into the hand, hand into the knee, and push your lower back and mid back down into the mat. Notice if there's been any changes in the jaw or the position of the tongue. One more breath. Well done. And let's lower down, come into your reclined tree variation. Option to take that side bend. Take one more deep breath here and be sure to hold the breath for 1 or 2 counts before you exhale very slowly. Well done, and let's come back to center and raise that right leg. And from here, bend both legs, place the hands underneath your bottom. We'll straighten those legs, pushing through the balls of the feet up towards the ceiling. Lift the head up off the mat, and the drishti is your toes. So keep focusing on those toes as you slowly lower the legs down. And when those feet are an inch or so above the mat, hinge your way up to seated. Well done. Let's come over on all fours. If you've got your blocks, have them close by to the top of your mat. And lining those pinky fingers up to meet the edges of your mat, hands underneath your shoulders. We'll curl those toes under. Inhale into your back bend and exhaling to round the spine. Option 1, stay as you are. Option 2, as you round the spine, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Holding here as you inhale. And then exhale, slowly return those knees to the mat. Moving with your breath. And we'll do one more. Inhale and raise your right leg. And as you exhale, come forward into plank, knee to nose. Inhale to take it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Well done. Step all the way through this time, grounding that right foot. Spin your left foot out on a very slight angle and windmill those arms up for warrior 2. So my left foot is not quite parallel to the short side of the mat, it's on a slight angle there. Here I want you to press those feet away from one another, and we'll bring the right elbow down to the knee. So you can just keep your left hand on your back for a moment. What I want you to do here is push your arm down into the leg. Feel free to take a mudra with your right hand. And then relax that. From here, try and lift your right leg into the right arm. And then relax. And we'll do both at the same time. Push the arm down, try to lift the leg up. Either staying as you are or lower, left arm down and overhead. Find your side angle pose. Let's look down for this variation. Feel a little tone through the left buttock. Allow the back to round and keep trying to hike up that right leg as you press the right arm down. Well done. Let's inhale and come all the way up. You can straighten that right leg, leaning back. Moving into your triangle pose, you might like to heel toe the back foot just a little bit closer. Continue to stretch the mat with your feet as you fold down. From here, we'll take left hand to the hip. We're going to step up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So feel free to use your block. What I want you to do with this transition is to keep your right knee bent until the left leg is in position. So let's not straighten that right leg. Left leg's now in position. I'm going to straighten the right leg. Tailbone tucking under, lower belly firm. To help switch on those obliques, you can try and drag your right hand back towards the right foot. Inhale into all 4 limbs. And with control, let's return to your warrior 2. Well done. Windmill those arms down. So coming into a lunge, Now here I'm going to place one block in between my left arm and my right calf because I'm coming into a twist. So some of you, if you've got two blocks, might like to place one block underneath the hand. So block here is in between the calf and the arm. Press the feet away from one another. Push both the leg and the arm in on the block. We want to squeeze the block there if we can. An option to float right arm up. Maintaining that resistance between the leg, the arm and the block. Inhale and exhale. Let's lower down. Take your blocks to the side. We'll step it back into your plank position. Option to lower the knees to the mat, of course. Keep the upper back rounded and keep those elbows squeezing in towards the ribs as you come all the way down. Once you've come down, extend those arms out in front, lift the heart, try and pull the hands back and tuck your tailbone under. Well done, lower down. Return to your plank. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. And next time, stepping that left leg through. Grounding the right foot, windmilling arms up, finding your warrior two. So again, feet are going to press away from one another. Bring your left hand down. Right hand can go to the low back. Option to take your mudra through your left hand. So just as we did before, push your arm down into the leg and try and lift the leg up into the arm. So here the left side of the psoas is contracted and is flexing, and the right side is extended. Keep that resistance in between the arm and the leg. Option to lower right arm down and overhead. Find your side angle pose. Be sure to engage the right buttock. Inhale to come up. Let's straighten that left leg. Heel toe your right foot in a little bit closer as you transition into your triangle pose. From here, stepping into your half moon, taking right hand to the hip, either with or without your block. Remember to keep your left leg bent until your right leg is in position. And then begin to straighten. Inhale. And with control, exhaling into your warrior two. Windmill those arms down. Let's find our twist with the block. So block in between a right hand, a left calf. Option to have a second block underneath your hand. So stretching the mat with your feet, pressing them away. Rolling your right shoulder in, floating your left arm up. Maintaining resistance between the arm, the block, and the leg. Well done, lower down. Stepping back into your plank. Exhale to descend. Inhale into baby cobra, though bring the hands with you, squeeze the elbows back. And lower. Moving via the knees, returning to plank and downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Look forward, step through. Lower left knee down. Recruit your blocks. So lifting up that left knee, make it into a high lunge. Here I want you to try and squeeze the feet towards one another. Bend that left knee, round the upper body, look towards your belly button. Well done, and then take those hips back to a variation of your pyramid pose. In here, we want to stretch the mat with the feet. So press those feet away. Try and squeeze your tummy into your thigh if you can. And then bending, returning to your lunge. Bend in the back knee. Squeeze the feet towards one another, round the back, look down. Exhale into pyramid. And come all the way down this time. So a few variations with this low lunge. You might choose to keep your hands on your knee, push the hands into the knee and try and lift the knee into the hand so you're creating that resistance again. Option 2, if it's available for you, you can collect that back foot. So trying to drag the right foot back, left knee forward, lifting pubic bone to the belly button, keeping a little resistance between the hand and the knee. Draw the shoulders back, lift the heart, and breathe. Well done. Exhale, release. Step it back to your downward facing dog, but be sure to transition from your plank. Inhale, left leg up. Look forward, step through. Recruit your blocks. Bending the right knee, squeezing the feet towards one another, rounding the back, looking for your belly button. And then pyramid pose, hips back. Look towards your big toe now. Stretch the mat with your feet. Try and squish your belly into your thigh. And we'll bend once again, move into your lunge. Last one, pyramid pose. And come all the way down. Option 1, hands to the knee. Lift the knee up, push the hands down. Try to lift the pubic bone towards the belly button and a little tone through that right buttock. Either staying here, or if you did so on the other side, take a hold of that back foot. And deepen the pose by deepening your breath. And release, well done. Return to plank, round out the back, downward facing dog. And let's exhale those knees down to the mat. Coming into a seated position. And for one last little bit of core before we recline, moving into your boat pose. So finding that 45-degree angle along the spine, moving to the backs of your sit bones. So remember, the psoas muscle is responsible for flexing, bringing the legs closer to the face or the knees. So here it should be toned and engaged. And maybe, hopefully, you're finding now that you've ignited the psoas muscle that your boat pose is a little more effortless. And let's release. Coming down onto your back, you can press those heels down into the mat, try and drag them back towards your buttocks, and slowly lower down. Now, option here to use one block on the flat side, or you might like to turn it to the second height. Take a hold of your left leg and straighten and relax your right leg. So the psoas on the right side is in a lovely lengthened state here, and you can deepen that by deepening your breath. And psoas on the left side is contracted, it's engaged, because the left leg is flexing. And let's change sides. Bending your right leg, releasing the left. And let's release that right leg. So option now to have both knees bent, or you can straighten and relax both legs if that feels okay for your back. For some, you'll feel a little catching sensation here. Don't try to stretch through that. Just keep the knees bent and deepen the breath. Arms can be by your side or above the head. And just feeling the front side of the body rise and fall with the ebb and flow of your breath. Bending those knees if the legs are straight. Press down through the feet, lift the heels and the hips together, remove your block. Keep those heels high as you lower down one vertebrae at a time. Once you touch down, we'll cup those hands over the knees, arms as straight as you inhale, bending the elbows as you exhale. And we'll take a brief reclined pigeon pose, so straightening the left leg, left ankle to the right knee. Now for some, they might choose to stay here, others a block underneath the foot. If you're able to, raise the right leg, bring the shin parallel to the floor. We'll cactus arms. A little strength work through those hip flexors. Always looking for balance in your practice. Lengthen and strengthen. Be careful not to just be focusing on lengthening and stretching. And lower down. We'll take a brief twist, crossing left leg over the right leg. Option to take the block underneath your legs for support. Breathing into the lower belly, the lower back. Let's inhale to center. Uncrossing the legs, we'll take reclined pigeon on the right side. Take the variation that suits your hips and your knees. Lower left foot down if it's raised. Cross the right leg over the left leg. Move into your twist. And let's inhale those knees back to center. Uncrossing the legs, moving into Shavasana. Gently tucking those shoulders under and allowing the heart to expand. And just before we settle in Shavasana, I'll ask you to run 3 waves of tension through the body. So inhale and hold the breath, and then as you do, tighten every muscle in your body that you can. Make fists with your hands, tighten your buttocks, screw up your face, tense everything. And when you need to, relax, exhale through the mouth. And let's do that again. Inhale, hold the breath and tighten. One more. Reconnecting index finger and thumbs. Allowing the eyes to roll back as the forehead softens. Tongue and jaw relax. And let's inhale a little deeper now. Swallowing if the mouth is dry. Wiggling toes and fingers. Following any urges to stretch or move. And when you're ready, roll to your preferred side. And then coming up to seated. Thanks, yogis. I hope you enjoyed the practice, igniting and lengthening your psoas muscle. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Wishing you a lovely day.